Welcome to practice. Great nature is always putting on display for us lessons that apply to our own lives because we also are part of great nature. One of the things that I've observed in my garden and in nature most of my life that I find so stunning is the way that trees respond after trauma and damage. When a tree is disrupted, fruit-bearing trees like apples and pear trees and whatnot, when they're disrupted and they've been in a really nasty storm, sometimes even partially uprooted, they do something really interesting, which is that the next year they produce little to no fruit. All of their energy and their attention goes into the healing and to the regrounding, and production stops. And from the outside, it can look like it's dying. It can look like it's not producing anything. It can look like it's not doing anything of value, but it is doing something so incredible. And what's so cool is that the following year, they often produce more than ever before, a great abundance of super nourished, delicious fruit and flowers and beauty. And so often, in our own lives, we push ourselves through challenging times to keep producing, to keep up the upward and outward appearance of success and of accomplishment, and it's at the expense of our ability to produce beauty, to be potent in the future. Great nature doesn't care about us. It's not personally invested in us. It will squish us. But at the same time, it's not careless. And great nature has given us eyes to see and ears to hear, and every intelligence in our bodies, in our inner knowing, to tune in to the patterns around us and to take information and to position ourselves to receive and to position ourselves for competency and safety. Every pandemic in human history has been followed by a renaissance. And whether you're talking about the actual pandemic that we are in right now, or if it's a metaphorical pandemic in the future and you're taking this class, the word renaissance comes from an old French word, and it means rebirth. And so right now, we are like those trees that have been weathered, so many of us. And maybe it hasn't personally affected you, but you're still feeling the heaviness in the world, or maybe you're like myself and others who've had some pretty great losses during this time. But what I know is that we are like those trees, and that while outwardly we might not be producing or appearing to be successful or accomplished in the same way, if we can take this time to take the opportunity to turn inward, to potentiate ourselves, to heal ourselves, to be willing to sit with what is actually coming up for us rather than running away from it, and to allow ourselves to feel it, and at the same time to be potentiating ourselves, moving forward in the direction that we want to go, even if that moving forward looks like stillness right now, that paradox of not moving. I know that that is the way forward towards ever greater potency. What this requires is that we wake up to our habits. So to step into potential and to possibility always requires that we examine our habits and that we notice the way that we're operating unconsciously. And that is what we are being called to right now. And it's like the world has been whispering for so long that it is no longer a whisper. Culturally, the planet, on a number of levels, we are being asked to be where our butt is, to stop the train and to examine ourselves, and then to act, to participate in a great unlearning on so many different ways and so many different levels, and then to shift the way that we are operating planetarily with one another and with ourselves. So my challenge to you is to do exactly that, to see if you are one that has been weathered right now, what it would look like for you to stop the train, what it would look for you to follow the pattern of great nature and to take a lesson from the trees about how to still yourself and start to unwind. We're going to work with back bends today because back bends are always about potential. Your back bends are associated with the sacrum, this bone down in your pelvis. Sacrum means sacred. It's the sacral arch of potential. So we'll work with gentle back bends and stability and strength to position ourselves forward, to get the memory, the past, the projections of the past behind us, and to open ourselves to new possibilities. One thing that I know is that there is no certainty, and the only certainty is the greatest possibility, which always gives way to greater and greater possibilities. And that's the invitation right now. A rebirth, a stopping and being where we are with the beautiful potential to bear better and greater fruit in the future if we are willing to look. So let's begin in a seat and take just a little bit of pranayama. Orient yourself so your perineum is pointing straight down. Lift your spine tall. And organize yourself on Sushumna, the gracious stream, the Sutra Atman, the Tai Chi, the spine, this central axis. And then turn your heart ever so slightly to the right. Wrap your armpits towards your heart so that you're broad across your collarbones and your back body. And just attune your hearing to your breathing. This oceanic sound of the breath, this tool that is available to you in any given moment that you're feeling triggered, stimulated, reactive. Breath always providing a tool and a method for coming out of habit and into grace, into highest potential. We'll work with the lungs, this place where we hold grief and sadness, where we can potentiate ourselves and start to do some clearing. Just take your arms up in the shape of a V, in a V for victory, an equilateral triangle. Wrap your armpits towards your heart, forming a triad of strength, structure, and stability. And then make cups in your palms, so that if there is grace raining down, you are ready to receive it. We'll begin with Kapalabhati breathing, so forcefully snapping the abdomen back, exhaling through the nose, like a little bunny rabbit, little sniff breaths, building some heat. So exhale completely. Inhale 3/4 of the way. And begin. Keep snapping your abdomen back. Keep wrapping your armpits towards your heart and reaching up strong through your arms. Keep lifting your chin, starting to build some heat in the body. Take a deep breath in. Hook your thumbs over your head. Sip in more air. Sip in a little more air. Hold your breath. And exhale, release your arms. Take 3 rounds of Ujjayi breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Now softly open your eyes and make your way to all fours on the mat. Plant your hands underneath of your shoulders and your knees underneath of your hips in a 4-point base, and claw the floor gently with your fingertips so that you are stable. Push the floor away so that your upper middle back is pushing towards the sky, and then wrap your armpits once again towards your heart. Pull your navel point back. And keeping this shape, pushing the ground away harder than the floor is pushing you. Stretch your right leg back so you're on the ball of your right foot, and your left foot back so you're on the ball of your left foot, and now you have found yourself in a plank pose. And look slightly forward where your future is, and then push the floor away even more so you come all the way up onto your toes, rounding your back, and then undulate your spine back to downward facing dog with your sitting bones high to the sky. And then play with this quadrupedal position any way that you wish. So just move around in your downward facing dog. And As you're ready, find some stillness in downward facing dog. And then look forward towards your hands and step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Little bend in your knees, fold over your legs. Inhale and push all the way up to stand. Sweep your arms alongside of your ears. And exhale, take your hands by your side. Great. Lunging sun salutations. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hip crease and fold forward. Inhale and halfway lift. And exhale, step your right foot back and drop your back knee down. Press into the baby toe side of your right foot and lengthen from your pubic bone through the crown of your head. Push into the ball of your front foot and then unfold from your left hip crease. Hook your thumbs, wrap your armpits towards your heart, and press into the ball of the foot so much that you could actually even lift up onto the ball of the foot with the heel lifted, and use that to leverage the lift of your spine. And then take your hands back down to the floor and step up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into floating upward facing dog so your toes are curled under. Broaden your collarbones, firm your legs, stay here. And then exhale, roll up and back to downward facing dog. Take your seat high and wide. Step your feet to touch, and inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. Drag your heel to your butt, round your back, scoop your knee to your nose, and step your right foot between your hands. Drop to your back knee. Once again, press into the baby toe side of your back foot, lengthen from pubic bone up through the crown of your head, through your sternum, and then push into the ball of your front foot, lift your chest, hook your thumbs, push into the ball of the front foot, anchor the back foot, drive your pubic bone forward. Take your hands down to the mat and step forward with your exhale. Little bend in your knees, interlace your fingers at your lower back. And exhale and bow in. Pause here for a moment, shift the weight side to side, move more towards the balls of your feet. The ball of the foot is always your future and your potential, the heel is the past. So mediate that well by moving forward. And then release your hands to the floor. Inhale, push all the way up to stand, sweep your arms up. And exhale, lower your arms to your side. A little quicker. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, drop your back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into floating upward facing dog. Exhale, scoop and roll, up and back, downward facing dog. Step your feet to touch and sweep your left leg high to the sky. Push through the ball of your foot, drag your heel to your butt, round your knee to your nose, scoop and roll forward, and lower your left foot. Drop to your back knee, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, lower your hands down and step forward. Interlace your fingers at your lower back once again. Deep breath in. And exhale, bow in. Lower your hands to the floor. Sweep up, arms alongside of your ears. And exhale, arms by your side. A little change. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back and your back knee down. Listen, inhale, take your arms up, Anjaneyasana. And now exhale, bend your elbows like a goalpost. Draw the scapula deeper into the back and lift your chest. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into floating upward facing dog. Exhale, bend your elbows straight back, chaturanga. Inhale, floating up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky. Drag your heel to your butt. Scoop and round, roll forward, and step your right foot between your hands. Drop to your back knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your chest. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, and step forward, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, push to stand, sweep your arms up. And exhale, release your hands to the side. Same thing, left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back, back knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, floating up dog. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Step your feet to touch, sweep your left leg high to the sky. Drag your heel to your butt. Round your back, knee to your nose. Step your left foot through, back knee down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take your hands down and step forward once again. Listen, interlace your fingers at your lower back again. Take the interlace the weird way, the way that is out of your habit. And bend your knees a little bit and fold in. Opening up the shoulder. And now release your hands to the floor. Make two fists and place them between the arches of your feet and bring your feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees deeply so that they come towards your armpits and take opposite palm to opposite elbow. Start to lift your chest, initiating a back bend as you bend your knees. So this will draw your torso parallel to the floor. And hold here, knees bent, tailbone back, elbows forward. And keep back bending. Push into your feet all the way up to stand. And then fold back down. Send your butt back, your chest forward, passing through chair. Pausing with your torso parallel to the floor. And then fold in again. Again, a little smoother. Lift your chest, push all the way up, fold to unfold. And exhale, bend your knees lower. One more time. Good, this time push all the way up to stand. Unclasp your elbows and take your arms to your side. Just move your shoulders around. You can circle them if you wish. And change directions. Good. Take your arms by your side. Inhale, take your arms up. Hinge from your hip crease and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, floating up dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, floating up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet to touch. Inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. Bend your heel towards your butt. Draw your knee towards your nose. Shift forward and step your right foot between your hands. Get your right knee right in your armpit. Stack your left heel right over the ball of your left foot and then come up into a high lunge. Once again, hook your thumbs. Push into the ball of your front foot. Drive your pubic bone forward. And now interlace your fingers at your lower back. Push your knuckles back and lift your chest. Take your arms back up to the sky and take your hands down to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Hold your down dog if you wish, or if you're feeling frisky, roll forward into floating up dog, chaturanga, floating up dog, and downward facing dog. And take a breath. Step your feet to touch. Sweep your left leg up to the sky. Drag your heel to your butt. Round your back, draw your knee towards your nose, shift forward. Lower your left foot to the floor. Get your left knee in your armpit. Stack your right heel right over the ball of your foot. Unfurl from your hip crease, hook your thumbs. Lift your chest. And then interlace your fingers at your lower back. Push your knuckles back, lift your heart. Take your arms up, inhale. Bring your hands down and step back, exhale. Shift forward into floating up dog. No chaturanga, stay here, firm your legs, broaden your collarbones, look straight ahead. Out into the future, heels rooting you, anchoring you in the past, super strong legs, ground of being holding you, consciousness moving you forward. And move up and back, down dog. Breathe for a moment. Here now, what habits have you fallen into in this place that is so familiar? Every time that we practice moving out of habit, we are moving ourselves more and more into potential. Every time we pause and choose consciousness over unconsciousness, we build our soul. We build our capacity to move out of grace instead of out of reaction and stimulus. Come forward to plank. And start by dropping your right knee to the floor. Spin to the ball of the left foot, the left sole of the foot, and take your left arm to the sky for modified Vashisthasana. And then if you are feeling frisky, you can step your right foot back, stack your feet, drive your pubic bone forward, draw that right scapula towards your spine, and look up at your left hand. So nice, one more breath. Take your left hand back down to the floor and press up and back, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank again. Drop to your left knee. Spin to the sole of the right foot. Plant your left hand underneath of your shoulder. Take your right arm up to the sky. Vashisthasana. If you wish, stack the feet. Drive your pubic bone forward, squeeze your butt, abs in, expand. In every direction. Take your right hand back to the floor and press back to downward facing dog. Reach your right leg high. Push through the ball of the foot, drag your heel to your butt. Round your back and step your right foot between your hands. This time, drop to your back knee. And just shift your hips around for a moment, any way that feels good and intuitive to you. You can rock forward and back on your back heel. You can straighten the back leg. Just move through your hips. And then take your right foot and spin your toes open and your heel in. Turn your left fingertips open. And then curl your right arm to the sky. Push into the baby toe side of your back foot. If you wish and it feels better, you can curl your back toes under, get on the ball of the foot. But open up your chest and turn around yourself. Bring your right hand back down. You can stay on your hands, or if you're more flexible, come down on your left forearm. Drag your left heel towards your butt, reach back with your right hand and catch hold of your foot. Open your chest. If you can't reach your foot, it's okay. Just bend the knee and reach in that direction, activating the hamstring. And take your right hand back down to the floor. Take your left hand to the floor and step your right foot back. Roll up onto your toes, roll forward into floating up dog. Chaturanga, floating up dog, and downward facing dog. Step your feet to touch. Sweep your left leg high, drag your heel to your butt. Round your knee to your nose, shift your hips forward, and step your left foot down. And once again, just move around any way that feels intuitive. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just move through that left hip. And come back to the midline. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot, spin your left toes open, plant your right hand, spin your left fingertips open, and curl open. Left arm to the sky. Lower your left hand down. Again, you can stay up on your hands, or if you have more space in your hips, drop down to your right forearm, drag your right heel in, and catch a hold of your foot. And then drive your pubic bone forward by lengthening your tailbone and open your chest. And expand in every direction from your center outward, radiating, concentrating. Opening up to possibility of your emergence, your rebirth, your healing. Take your left hand down. Walk your hands back up and in, and step back. Roll forward into floating up dog. No chaturanga, back to down dog. Once again, step your feet to touch. Sweep your right leg high to the sky, up and back. Drag your heel to your butt. Round your back and step your right foot between your hands. Pin your back heel down. Straighten your front leg and roll open into Trikonasana. And make it big. Open your chest. Lean back. Take your head and look towards the front of the room, towards your right foot. And from that forward, then rotate your head up to the sky. And if you feel stuck in the rotation, look forward again and rotate around yourself. Open your chest. Open to grace. Let every breath be a nourishment and every exhale a release. Rebend your right knee, take your left hand down, and step back, downward facing dog. Right into the other side. Feet together, left leg high. Drag your heel to your butt. Round your knee to your nose and step your left foot through. Pin your back heel down. Plant your left fingertips and open up. Right arm to the sky. Lengthen your tailbone towards your back heel and expand in every direction. Concentrating your energy in, radiating out, opening up to possibility. What small way right now can you move out of your habit in this shape, your habit in whatever emotional stuff is coming up? How can you stop identifying with those habits as being who you are and start opening up to who you could be, to the possibilities and the potential that's inside of you? Bend your left knee, take your right hand down. Step back, down dog. Good deep breaths. Come forward to plank and lower to your belly. Plant your forearms on the floor, your elbows underneath of your shoulders, your chest nice and broad and wide in Sphinx pose. Push your pubic bone down and expand. A little bit of abdominal work here. Tuck your chin to your chest, push the floor away, round your upper middle back, pull your navel point back, and start to slowly round, pulling your belly from the floor, your pelvis, and then your thighs up and off of the floor, so you're hovering on your knees. Tuck your tail even more. Curl your toes under, forearm plank. And then drop your knees. Keep tucking your tailbone. Press the tops of the feet down, lower your thighs, your pubic bone, your belly, and lift your chest. A little quicker, 2 more. Tuck your chin to your chest, round and roll up. Tuck your toes, forearm plank. Drop your knees back down. Press the tops of the feet down, lower your thighs, your pubic bone, and lift your chest. 1 more time. Round your upper middle back, scoop and lift. Curl your toes under. Drop your knees to the floor. Tops of the feet. Lower your thighs and lift your chest. Hold your Sphinx pose. Swing your left forearm across the mat. Kick your right heel in and grab a hold of your foot. And if you have space, draw your right heel towards your outer right hip and then turn your chest towards the top of the mat to deepen the opening. Push your pubic bone down. Release the foot. Both forearms down again, chest forward. Spin your right forearm across, take your left heel in, grab your left foot. Work your left heel towards your outer left hip, widen your seat, and then turn your chest forward. And then release your foot. Take both forearms forward. Sphinx pose, pubic bone down. Energetically draw your elbows back, press the baby toe sides of your feet into the floor. Optionally, straighten your arms. And if you're feeling frisky, take your right arm up and lower it down. Take your left arm up, lower it down, lower your elbows, and lower your chest to the floor. And pause. Swing your hands back towards your feet, and then lift everything up off the floor, Shalabhasana. Bend your knees, drag your heels to your butt, catch your ankles. And then kick into your hands, Dhanurasana, floor bow, lift your chest. Lower everything back down onto the floor. Stack your hands, rest your forehead. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Back bending brings up a lot of things for a lot of people, but as you're feeling the habit of the emotions, the intensity, whatever it is that's coming up for you, rather than attaching yourself to those feelings, to those ideas, can you step a little more into the witness and then a little more into grace and choose how it is that you're going to be in this moment, how you'll show up. What else is there? Roll over onto your back. Plant the soles of your feet, hip distance apart, quite close to your seat. If this bothers your knees, move your feet farther away from your seat. Inhale, lift your hips and sweep your arms alongside of your ear. Exhale, lower your hips, lower your arms. Again, inhale. And exhale. In. And exhale. Good. This time, inhale, lift up. And if you're choosing bridge pose, lower your arms and then interlace your fingers under your lower back like so and push your pubic bone towards the sky. Or if you wish, keep your hips lifted. Plant your hands next to your ears with your fingertips towards your heels. Press to the crown of the head, hug your elbows in, and then straighten your arms Urdhva Dhanurasana. And keep working your heart towards your wrists, spiraling your inner thighs towards the floor. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana or upward bow, tuck your chin to your chest, bend your elbows, and roll to the back of your head. Everyone, lower your pelvis to the floor. Bring your arms by your side. Bring your feet to touch. Draw your knees into your chest with your arms on the floor. Inhale, straighten your legs to the sky. Take your arms alongside of your ears. Exhale, bend your knees to your chest, hands next to your hips. 4 more. In and ex. In, ex. Last time, inhale and exhale. Keep your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg along the floor. Take your arms out to a T shape and now stack your right knee directly over your hip so your shin is parallel to the floor. Flex both of your ankles powerfully. Keep your left toes pointing up towards the sky as best you can. Inhale here. Exhale, draw your right knee across your body, keeping left toes towards the sky so you're not going to be going very deep. Inhale, come center. Exhale, take it across. Inhale, center. Exhale, across. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it across and stay. Keep anchoring your left inner thigh towards the sky, and now energetically try to hike your right heel higher than your right toes. It's not going to happen, but you'll feel a lot of muscular activity and stability across the back of your sacrum. Good deep breaths. And then nice and slow, come back up to the center and switch your legs. Left leg up, right leg long. This time, anchor the right inner thigh, right toes towards the sky. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. Inhale. Exhale, take it across. Inhale, come center. Exhale, draw the knee across, super strong. Inhale, center. Exhale, across and stay. And then try to hike your left heel higher than your toes. And breathe. Come back up to the center and draw your knees into your chest. Take a happy baby pose. Widen your knees towards your armpits. Stack your ankles over your knees. And then find a little gentle rock side to side. Lengthen your tailbone away from you, giving some traction to your spine. And then bring the soles of the feet to touch. Interlace your fingers at the pinky edges of your feet. Allow your hips and groin to soften. Draw your knees back into your chest. Hug them in one more time. And then extend your legs along the floor. Separate your feet wider than your hips. Flip your palms to the sky. Close your eyes. And take about 5 Ujjayi breaths. No pauses at the top of inhale, no pause at the bottom of exhale. Your chest still and your abdomen soft. Once you have completed your last round of breath, let go of control of the breath and allow yourself to relax completely. And we take the time to allow ourselves to get in the mud, to do the work, to heal, to stop production sometimes completely for a season. We open ourselves up to a rebirth, a reemergence, where our work, our potency, our love, all of it is multiplied if we're willing. But to wake up to our potential and our possibilities requires we awaken to our habits and our conditioning, that we slow down and allow the time for awareness, for unfolding, for interrupting our patterns. And great nature is always there to remind us. And the wisdom that's coming up now in the world, it's not whispering anymore. There's an invitation to evolve, to build our resilience, and to choose how we are going to be reborn. And there's a great shaking going on right now, and the potential for a great renaissance. If each one of us is willing to do our individual chopping the wood, hauling the water, our individual work, whatever that is for you at this time. So it's this paradox of where do we need to stop the train, stop producing, feel the weathering, feel what needs to shift, and then how do we do the work that is required to reemerge. Allow yourself to rest here. Please begin to deepen your breath. Take some small movements in your fingers and your toes. And transition to a fetal position on your left side. And then use your right hand to make your way to a seat. We're being asked to listen. Many of us have weathered storms in the last few months that have been painful. We've experienced great losses. And there is an emergence happening. emergency, the word emergence and emergency are connected. And sometimes it takes an emergency for us to wake up. And you get to choose how you're going to potentiate yourself and what it is you will produce in the next season. And so much of it is based on what we do right now. I'm going to close the practice with a mantra from Para Yoga. It's a tantric mantra. You can rest your hands on your heart or on your knees as you wish. Ganesha Graha Nekshavacha Yogini Rashi Rupani Devim Mantra Mahim Naumi Matrikam Peta Rupani Ganesha Graha Nekshatra Yogini Rashi Rupani Devim Mantra Mahim Naumi Matrikam Peta Rupani Ganesha Graha Nekshatra Yogini Rashi Rupani Devim Mantra Mahim Naumi Matrikam Peta Rupani. Please rub your palms together in front of your face and build some heat. Cup your palms over your eyes and let in the darkness. Release your palms and let in the light. May the light of the divine teachings touch your heart. May you awaken to both your habits and your potential. I will see you next time.